I studied 12 sports books. Based on my experience competing and challenging myself, here's what works. The goal is your limit. The bigger the goal, the higher your limit becomes. You need to have a big goal because you'll stop and be content if you achieve that. If your goal is easily achievable, you'll lose your drive because you'll easily get it and you won't see your potential. Make your goals as huge as possible. You don't need to achieve your goals this year, but have a grand goal to pursue in your life. 10x goals create 10x effort. Purpose. There should be a reason for what you're doing. Those who have something bigger than themselves last longer. When pursuing your purpose, expect pain and pursue it. Growth mindset. You can train any skill. People are not born good. Back in the day, it seemed impossible for humans to run more than 4 minutes in 1 mile. But when someone broke the 4-minute mile, suddenly more people began to break that record. Talent doesn't take you to the highest level. The best players train the hardest. Talent multiplied by effort equals skill. To erase your limiting beliefs around comparing your skills from another person's skill, we can learn from the story of David versus Goliath. Keep in mind that you, as you are, you already have an unfair advantage because an advantage can be turned into a disadvantage. Just like how Goliath is way bigger than David but is a bigger target. So David can easily hit him in the head with a slingshot. While David, although he is smaller but he's faster, and being a smaller guy, he wasn't a warrior. He was a shepherd. Because he was a shepherd, he was accurate in throwing slingshots. So when David and Goliath fought, Goliath was struck in the head with David's slingshot and eventually got killed. So the moral of this story is play to your advantages because your enemy's advantage can be turned into a disadvantage and your disadvantage can be turned into an advantage. So play to your strengths. Beliefs. Belief that winning is inevitable because you know you trained harder. Have a huge vision for yourself. Your mind is your limiter. To make your vision happen, you need impulse control and discipline. You need to have an all-in mentality. You're not half-assing this and think you'll pursue your plan B if it doesn't work. You need to make it work. Stay laser focused until you succeed. You need to love the sport and love the training itself because you'll train more and last longer. Expect everything to be hard, but you know you can do it even if it's gonna suck. If you saw someone able to achieve it, you can do it as well. The traits of the best. If you have these traits, then you're on the way to achieving what you want. 1. You push yourself harder when others give up. You have relentless work ethic. Your commitment is unwavering because you're always focused on the end goal. You're never satisfied with your achievements. Even when you're at the top, you search for more. You trust your instincts. You hate losing and you believe you could have always done better and always want to get better. It doesn't sound good, but you need to embrace the dark side. Use your anger and dark emotions to win. Use all of those who said you can't do it. Remember those who discourage you. Then become so good and so big and achieve so much that they shrink into irrelevance. Training. Routine. You need to establish a daily morning routine and evening routine so you don't need to think about what you're going to do next. Find the hours of the day where you have your peak energy and schedule those highest energy hours of the day to training. In every day, if you're not improving, you're dying. If you're not constantly getting better, then you're constantly getting weaker. Don't judge yourself if you aren't good in what you're training for. Focus on improvement. Always review your training. Ask yourself what I did well and take note of the small wins. How can I do better? What would I do differently if I want to be my best? Your training should be harder than your competitions. Your body will adapt to the stress. When it's time to compete, it will feel easier and you'll feel less pressure because you know you had a harder time during training. I was regularly running with a 2-kilo backpack for 5 kilometers, then a box. By the time I competed in a short 2.5k run, I passed a seasoned runner that finished a lot of marathons. It was because I trained harder and pushed through the pain while he was staying in his comfort zone. You need to push yourself by progressive overload. Every week, increase how hard you train or how long you train. Deep, specific practice. We need to train hard on the most important things. Train the most important skills first. In boxing, your fighting skills are more important than making your muscles bigger. In chess, training your analysis is more important than training for endgames. When you want to quit, remember the reason you're doing this. How bad do you want it? You need a coach. A coach will help you improve faster in your sport and their knowledge is really valuable because they'll teach you how you can train for the skills and they'll give you strategies. When I was playing chess competitively, my coach helped me accelerate my skills and because of that, I defeated the defending champion at 6th grade while I was in 3rd grade and it was my first time competing in that tournament. All the players that played in the highest level had a coach that was specifically focused on them. You might need to switch coaches depending on your level. Coaches are like grade levels. Some teach the basics, but they're not good enough to take you to the higher levels. By that time, you'll need to change coaches. Systems. Here are systems to make sure you maintain at being in the highest level. Be a planner at night and do it at day. When it's nighttime, write the task you need to do for tomorrow. And when that day comes, your feelings don't matter. Just do do what you wrote last night. Here's a tip on how to avoid burnout. Pushing yourself is good, but when fatigue sets in, stop and rest. Rest is part of work. Your muscles and your mental toughness improves during rest, not during training. The best way to train is you have an intense training and lots of rest in both mind and body. Using your phone won't count as rest. Don't force yourself to train a certain way if it's boring. If you feel like a certain technique is boring you or is not your style, then don't force yourself. It's better to last as long as you can because that's where compounding starts than to be good for a certain month. Even Magnus Carlsen refused to take on chess homework when his coach ordered him to do one. Your environment can shape your talent. There's a thing called a RAS system.
Part of your brain dictates how you see your environment. Focus on this
To test just how much attention the attention-stealing design of the new Skoda Fabia actually steals, we left one parked on this ordinary road in West London. We wanted to see if its sharp crystalline shapes, bold lines, and lower, wider profile would attract the desired level of attention.
Is she going to look at the car or what?
Will the 17-inch black alloy wheels stop passers-by in their tracks?
17-inch wheels.
Will the angular headlights attract the attention of other road users? Will a crowd gather to check out its fresh, sporty look? Well, not quite. But did the attention-stealing design distract you from noticing that the entire street has been changing right before your very eyes? Don't believe us? Have another look.
Did you notice the fucking street changed? The whole shit changed.
Did you spot the van changing to a taxi? How about the scooter changing to a pair of bicycles? Or the lady holding a pig? Let alone the fact that the entire street is now completely different.
The whole street is different.
Didn't think so.
This is how it ended. And then this was the beginning. You probably didn't notice it, that the whole shit changed. You can run this back and watch it again. You probably didn't notice that the whole shit changed because you were focused on the car. Whatever you focus on, you're going to see. Life is like that.
The Polgars created an environment for chess.
To prove this, he vowed to turn his unborn children into chess champions. Over the course of the next 2 decades, the Polgars raised 3 daughters in a home filled with chess books, multiple chess boards, pictures of famous chess players, and frequent conversations about chess. The environment signaled that chess was important, and the children appeared to pick up that signal. Over the years, all 3 girls developed an obsession with chess, and all 3 girls went on to be chess grandmasters.
If you're currently in a group, keep upgrading the groups you're in. When you realize you're getting better than them, you need to be selfish with your time. Only go to free friend events like birthday parties or occasions when you're invited. Don't go to nightclubs where you're gonna be wasted and throw a lot of money. Even I only date once a week most and every 2 weeks at least. But this time, I'm locking in. I'm saying no to dating because it takes away your mental focus. Winning demands obsession. It demands all of you. It demands your time. It demands you to think of it constantly while you're not training. And it demands you to sacrifice everything if it takes you away from your goal. In-game focus. The way you think is more important than your physical capabilities. Your body can be pushed more than you think it can if your mind allows it. You need to have a bigger standard for yourself and expect yourself to work harder than what you're required. Visualize yourself as a pro doing it. Visualize how you're going to do it step by step. And visualize that you're going to go through hard shit. You perform your best when you're in your flow state. I can't teach you how to get into a flow state, but I can tell you what is stopping you from getting into a flow state. Distractions, too challenging tasks, unrealistic expectations, and trying to force yourself too much in training. Here's how you solve that. In distractions, become present in the moment by focusing on your breath and avoid using social media and video games on your phone. Don't do the hardest task yet. Start by mastering the fundamentals, then slowly increasing the difficulty. Just like a bodybuilder that starts with a lighter weight before being able to lift heavy. On unrealistic expectations, you should have unrealistic goals, but not when it comes to your game. You wouldn't expect yourself to do something you haven't trained for. You should have trained so much that it's impossible for you to lose in the first place. When you're in the game, just relax and observe your breathing. Mental toughness. Fatigue happens in the mind before the body. There's a concept called the 40% rule. If you feel that you're done and you've hit your limit, you're only at the 40% of your capacity. You still have 60% left in the tank. If you want to give up, just do the next thing, one step at a time. Distract yourself from the pain. When I'm running, I sing in my mind when it's painful. Don't ever talk negative to yourself. You don't play not to lose, but you play to win. Have a mantra when your body is falling apart. My favorite favorite mantra is one step at a time, one punch at a time. One step at a time, one punch at a time. Remind yourself of your training when having a tough time. Remember the harder things you did. Use humor, laugh at your own mistakes or the situation. Just enjoy and be grateful that you have the opportunity to chase your dreams in the first place. Every struggle you experience in life will improve your mental toughness. The more you're pursuing pain, the more your mental toughness improves. If you want to become the greatest in your sport, subscribe and get your tournament preparation guide in the pinned comment.